Updates also as to what is happening in Ukraine as we speak. Let's get across to Pradeep Datta, who is right now present in Lviv.
Have a control over the Ukrainian nuclear arsenal. But it's a really and second thing is what they have done over the period of time is they have been trying to target the communication network. They have been trying to have an impact on the electricity, because you rightly said it provides electricity to 1/4 of Ukraine. By targeting this nuclear plant, they wanted to plunge Ukraine into darkness, because more they are going to have an impact so far as the communication network and electricity and other supply is concerned, because they feel that way they are going to raise the cost of the war, and they can bring Ukrainian leadership as well as the army on knees. That's what actually they are looking at. But yes, it can have disastrous impact, because already we have seen the first thing what they did after entering Ukraine was they wanted to have a control over Chernobyl, and Chernobyl has already fallen. Kherson town is already under their control. They have already battered the Sumy town, where they have already destroyed many of the bridges. And what actually we came to know from the eyewitnesses is that an incandescent ball of fire was seen lighting the whole sky when the Russians were shelling that area, when the nuclear plant. And when the people went there to douse the fire, they were also fired upon. That means Russia, well, it's not a kind of a restraint, because a restraint means that you will not be targeting firefighters, you will not be targeting civilians. But I think these pictures exposes Russian lies.
Right, that was Pradeep Datta joining us live from the city of Lviv and giving us all the updates regarding the nuclear plant attack that has taken place in Ukraine, also setting off major alarm bells. But of course, there are fears of new crisis which could unfold in the coming days in Ukraine because of the reckless bombing that is being done by Russia's side.
Still remains unclear, but there are various theories about this. I mean, first and foremost, the romantic theory is that the spirited resistance of the Ukrainian troops equipped with advanced Western anti-tank weaponry has given Russian military planners pause for thought. They may perhaps be less reluctant now to pour all their military hardware towards Kyiv and run the risk of seeing it destroyed where it sits. But the other, perhaps more practical reason is quite simply a command and control, logistics and supply issue. This is a massive quantity of armor, and they may simply be experiencing good old-fashioned resupply issues, petrol, personnel, and intelligence, principally. The thing we have to bear in mind is that time is on Russia's side. There is no deadline for this war. The air superiority has been more or less established by Russia now, with only a few exceptions, so there's very little danger to this armored column as it sits there. I suspect while Russia simply regroups, re-establishes its supply lines before the inevitable encirclement of Kiev. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's my reading of the situation.
Right, our reporters there giving us all the latest updates as far as situation in Ukraine is concerned. In fact, they were talking about the Russians' advancement in the entire region, and also about the threat that looms on the entire country, entire Europe, because of the bombing that has taken place on the nuclear plant.